Hi folks, I'm Dr. J.D. Eveland, and I'm going to be your instructor for Research 1140 Case Study Research Methods. I thought I'd start out by telling you a little bit about who I am and how I got where I am now, and the kinds of things I've been involved with, and tell you a little bit about what I think we'll be able to do with the course. I'm an organizational psychologist by training. I've studied at the University of Michigan and had a relatively long and moderately productive academic career at a number of different institutions and research facilities. I worked for a while with RAND Corporation. I've taught at several different universities in a variety of departments. And in general, my research has concentrated on organizational effects of things like new technologies and the ways in which organizations change in response to the kinds of technological opportunities that are made available to them. It's been an interesting set of things to study because we've had enormous changes over the past 20 or 30 years, and I think that we've clearly learned a lot of things, but we've also understood a lot of the limitations on what we think we know. I've always been a fan of combining quantitative and qualitative research methods. At various times, I've practiced almost every kind of research there is at one point or another. When I was at the National Science Foundation in the early 1980s, I was a particular advocate of qualitative methods, particularly case studies. In fact, I got to know Dr. Robert Yin fairly well and actually had a chance to sponsor some of his early research in case studies. I think it's clearly an important part of being able to elaborate any kind of quantitative method to understand the qualitative dimensions and the kinds of unique insights that well-done case studies and other kinds of qualitative methods can provide to the kind of results that one gets. The case study itself is simply a generic idea. It's simply a story that we tell about a particular situation. They vary in length, width, depth, time covered, all kinds of things that one might imagine that would vary. The range of case study research is essentially as broad as storytelling itself, which is one of the oldest human pastimes in general, and certainly the most educational. I think we can actually think of the novel itself as a literary form as being, in fact, a case study of a particular situation. The kinds of hopefully we reflect in our presumably scientific case studies some things that we don't necessarily expect to find in fictionalized stories, but we also expect that we won't find as neat resolution as we might find otherwise. A case study is actually much more closely aligned to a soap opera or a continuing story, an ongoing kind of mini-series or multi-series. It starts somewhere, but it always starts in the middle of something. It stops in the middle of something, and we have to make sense of that as we proceed. During this study, we're hoping to use as a resource a series of short case studies that a colleague of mine, Lynn Marcus, and I conducted a number of years ago when I was teaching at the Claremont Graduate School. These were case studies of the uses of technology in teaching adult literacy in various areas around the country. And you'll have a chance to see the study itself and examine some of the case studies and get a sense of this. I'm offering this not because this is a paradigm study, and not because it's perfect in any way, but it is a study that I think was well received and considered to be quite useful, and I can answer your questions about it. Having been on the inside of these kinds of things, it's really important to understand the dynamics of how you do this kind of work, and that's what we're trying to get at here. In a sense, this course is going to be a very different one for each one of you, because you come in with different expectations and different kinds of goals and different kinds of needs for your own research. Your own contexts vary considerably, and that's a good thing. We can learn from each other in this respect, but we can also have a chance to tailor the experience so that it meets your needs most effectively. During the course of the term, I hope to have an opportunity to get better acquainted with you personally and understand more about what it is you need, and hopefully be able to tailor the experience so that it produces the kind of benefits to you that you need for your future research. We've been a little delayed getting some of this material up, but hopefully I'm going to proceed quickly with it from here on out, and I hope we'll have an opportunity to have more personal interaction as we proceed. I'm hoping to have some interaction with each of you as we go along, and hopefully some group interaction as well. So I hope you enjoy the course. I hope we get something useful out of it. Please don't ever hesitate to ask questions or raise concerns or get in touch with me. I'm here to help you. So that's what we're trying to do. Good luck, and I hope we'll have a chance to interact profitably as we proceed through the course. I look forward to working with each one of you. Thank you very much.